Coming up, the city of Sarasota looking at future of short-term rentals. And 13 days after the election, the recount in Florida has come to an end. How the chaos led to the resignation of an election official. Your Suncoast News starts now.
You're watching ABC 7 News at noon.
Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for joining us. Our top story today at noon. Later today, the city of Sarasota will take a closer look at short-term rentals. This is a decision that could affect thousands of people looking to rent their homes for less than a week. But opponents plan to blitz tonight's commission meeting and protest on the sidewalk. ABC 7's Ray Collins joins us with a preview of this afternoon's City Commission discussion. Ray?
Scott, while some rental property owners want to reduce the rules, some of their neighbors do not want them to. Right now in Sarasota, renters can't lease out places for less than 7 nights. With the rise of Airbnb or home sharing, some think it's time to reduce the government intervention. But opponents say allowing rentals of less than a week could commercialize neighborhoods. I asked the mayor of Sarasota what she thinks.
I think we really have to look at whether it makes sense to make any changes due to number one, the preemption laws, and is that really what we want to do in our city? So I'm going to just look at it very carefully.
This issue is on tonight's agenda at 6 o'clock at Sarasota City Hall. Scott?
All right, Ray, thank you. Florida's recount is officially over. After almost 2 weeks after the midterm elections, we finally have a new governor and U.S. Senate-elect. Now, following 2 recounts, Republican Rick Scott narrowly beat Democratic incumbent Bill Nelson in the Senate race. Nelson conceding to Scott, ending his 18-year run in the Senate. Now, in the race for governor, Republican Ron DeSantis beat out Democrat Andrew Gillum. This morning, DeSantis talked about the election on Fox News. DeSantis saying, quote, "There kind of was a blue wave. We were just able to overcome it." He also said Andrew Gillum was responsible for driving Democrats to the polls in large numbers and called him a very formidable opponent. Tomorrow, state officials will certify Florida's election results. The chaotic recount likely led to the resignation of South Florida elections official. The supervisor of elections in Broward County, Brenda Snipes, will reportedly resign in January. The South Florida Sun-Sentinel reporting that Snipes turned in her resignation letter yesterday. Snipes has been the top elections official there in Broward since 2003, but she's been heavily criticized for how she's handled this year's elections and recount. On Saturday, Snipes acknowledged her office had misplaced more than 2,000 ballots during that recount. Investigators have identified the man shot and killed while driving in Bradenton late Saturday night. Deputies say 22-year-old Breon Pittman was found dead in a vehicle on 17th Street East in Bradenton. Witnesses say they heard gunshots and then saw a vehicle crash into a ditch. A passenger in the car then took off running. Deputies searched the area but were not able to find them. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Manatee County Sheriff's Office at 747-3011. New at noon, Sarasota County Sheriff's deputies say a man wanted in connection with a shooting at a church event has turned himself in. Joaquin Vasquez Sosa was wanted on charges of aggravated assault with a firearm and aggravated battery with a firearm following a shooting in September. Deputies were called to a large party at St. Wilfrid Episcopal Church in Sarasota on September 8th for reports of a fight with shots fired. Deputies say a man was shot in the leg. The victim was treated and released from the hospital. A brand new method of analyzing DNA evidence is cracking cold cases nationwide, including one in Sarasota. Tonight, we're taking an in-depth look at genetic genealogy. The technology has solved 20 rape and murder cases in just the past 6 months. It's been used as a tool by law enforcement. Sarasota County Sheriff's Office arresting Luke Fleming earlier this year for the 1999 rape and murder of Deborah Dalzell. Without this genetic genealogy, Fleming would still be walking the streets.
It's becoming more and more popular. Of course, every time we solve a case and someone announces, I'm not sure we could have solved this without these new tools, then other agencies start thinking, well, are there cases that we have that have DNA and all we need is that one new piece of information? I mean, these detectives, they never give up on these cases, but when they don't have anything new to work with, there's only so much you can do.
Coming up tonight on ABC 7 News at 6, we'll break down this new technology, explaining how it works. We'll also show you the DNA technology is evolving and its help to law enforcement to find killers. All right, meteorologist John Scalzi off today. We've got meteorologist Josh Stone in with a look at our Monday forecast. We're off to a good start, I think, this holiday week.
I think so, yeah. Pretty mild conditions. We have a few clouds out there, and there is a little bit of activity on the radar. Maybe later on this afternoon we could have a few sprinkles, but it's warm. 81 degrees, that's above the average high of 78. And also we had some dense fog that was reported around Ocala and Gainesville early this morning. That has mixed out, but we still have the cloud cover around the state, and it will continue at least for basically another day, and then things will clear out as another cold front's going to come in here. Not much showing on the radar, but this afternoon there could be an isolated sprinkle here or there, and temperatures will be quite mild as we go through the next several hours. Upper 70s along the coast, lower 80s inland, but the clouds persist, and then we do clear out just in time for Thanksgiving, but a change comes our way this coming weekend, and we'll break that down for you in a few minutes. Back to you, Scott.
All right, Josh, thank you. Now to those wildfires in California where firefighters are still desperately battling flames and searching for survivors. 77 people have now died in the Camp Fire, while officials say nearly 1,000 remain missing. The number of structures destroyed in the Southern California Woolsey Fire has now jumped to nearly 1,500. The fire is now 90% contained, but the air quality is a major concern. ABC's Stephanie Ramos has more.
Today, President Trump is back in Washington after touring the charred ruins in Malibu and Paradise, California.
Nobody would have ever thought this could have happened.
The president thanking first responders for their work, but still blaming forest management for the fires, the most destructive in California's history.
I was with the president of Finland, and he said, we have much different. We're a forest nation. He called it a forest nation. And they spend a lot of time on raking and cleaning and doing things, and they don't have any problem.
Finland's president responding, saying he isn't sure where Mr. Trump got the idea that raking is part of his country's routine for managing forests. Finland's climate, cool and moist, is very different to the Golden State's. Over the weekend, the number of people killed in the Camp Fire in Northern California growing to 77, while relatives and friends desperately search for the missing. Authorities say nearly 1,000 people are still unaccounted for. Shelters and tent camps like this have been set up, whiteboards displaying names of the missing and numbers to call if you find them.
Emotional, because I thought I recognized some people in there. I'm worried about a lot of them and a lot of my friends.
The badly ravaged areas are now being threatened by heavy rain, which could cause mudslides and flooding. Rescue crews are working as fast as they can to get people out of those tent cities and into structures. In Washington, Stephanie Ramos, ABC News.
ABC 7 business commentator Richard Stern joins us now with a check of the day on Wall Street so far. We've got a holiday week, a short week, and not off to a good start, are we?
Not off to a good start, and I wish the week were even shorter, to be honest with you. Based on the way things have opened, and Scott's exactly right, it is a short week on Wall Street. The markets are closed all day, of course, on Thanksgiving Day, and on Friday, the markets are only open until 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Therefore, you'll have plenty of time to take advantage of Black Friday, go to the mall, spend all that money. The U.S. economy will say thank you. That being said, the U.S. economy is not looking very good this morning. All areas down, particularly hit by technology. As you'll see, the NASDAQ continues to fall. Let's take a look at the figures as they stand. The Dow Jones Industrial Average down by 292 points, more than 1.1%, at 25,118.37. That on volume of 591 million shares. As I said, the NASDAQ is the big loser, down 2.1%. More than 153 points at 7,096.26. That on volume of 814 million shares. And certainly if those two are down, so's the Standard & Poor's 500 index, down 31 points, 1.1% at 2,705.50. Well, you may not know the name Carlos Ghosn, but you may know it pretty soon. Mr. Ghosn is the chairman of Mitsubishi, Nissan, and Renault. And guess what? He was arrested today. Yes, I said arrested today in Japan on charges of, quote, significant financial misconduct. He's been reported to have underreported his income, to have used personal assets or company assets, I should say, for his personal use. I think you can probably think airplanes if you're thinking about that. And overall, This company is so large it makes 1 out of every 9 cars in the world and has 470,000 employees. Just exactly how this is going to play out, of course, we don't know at this point. Shares of Nissan, Scott, are down by 6% today. And need I say, when the chairman of a company like that gets arrested for significant financial misconduct, not a good scene.
It's going to have an impact, definitely.
No question.
Okay, Richard, thank you. We'll see you again at 5.
I'll be here
for the closing numbers. All right, thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Still to come in your Suncoast News, a new treatment to protect people with peanut allergies is ready for FDA review. And another twist in an alleged GoFundMe scam, why the woman charged now says she's the real victim.
We just finished dinner and it was time for homework. He hates homework.
It makes no sense.
I don't know how he finds anything in his backpack.
I can't find my backpack.
I couldn't even read his handwriting.
Holding the pencil makes my hand hurt.
I know he's bright.
Why is it so hard for me?
He's just
trying
gotta
as
try a
hard
little
as
harder.
I can.
When you can see learning and attention issues from their side, you can be on their side. Go to understood.org, a free online resource with support and tools to help your child thrive.
It's year-end clearance time at every Gettle location. Over 3,000 new vehicles, over 1,000 used vehicles on clearance right now at Gettle.com. And Gettle Pre-Owned Certified Plus means buying with peace of mind. Get credit help, fast cash for your car, and year-end clearance prices right now at a Gettle dealership near you. Gettle's got it. At Gettle.com.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do it yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Get more for your money during the Subaru Share the Love event at Sunset Subaru. Subaru vehicles hold their value better than any other brand for 2018, according to ALG. And Subaru is Kelley Blue Book's most trusted brand for 4 years running. The Subaru Outback is an IIHS top safety pick for 10 years running. Lease a new Subaru Outback today for just $275 a month, or get 0% financing with 0 down. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Helping families with mesothelioma is all we do. My firm has been offering a free book on mesothelioma for over 10 years. Since that time, hundreds of people with mesothelioma have trusted us to represent them. We have local offices throughout the U.S. and there is no risk to you. Mesothelioma really is all we do.
Call us at 1-800-485-6000. That's 1-800-485-6000.
Or go to mesoonlylaw.com.
Welcome back. Nice to see you on this Monday afternoon. I'm meteorologist Josh Stone in for John Scalzi today. We're looking at our radar. It is quiet, though this afternoon there could be some areas with isolated, short-lived sprinkles, and that's about it. So we'll move on, talk about the temperatures right now. It's lovely. Above the average high is 78 in most locations. 80 here in Sarasota, 80 in Venice, 80 in Northport, 81 in Arcadia at this hour. Here's your headlines. Okay, so we're going to have maybe some light sprinkles this afternoon, and then as we go through, well, really the next few days, very mild conditions, especially for Thanksgiving. We'll have a lovely day on Thanksgiving, and even on Friday as well for Black Friday. And then for the weekend, changes come our way. More potent system tracks into the sun coast to cloud up the skies and also bring us widespread showers and even some rumbles of thunder with some thunderstorms. So we have some mid to upper level moisture on top of the state of Florida. That's what's bringing us the cloud cover. But notice off to the west here in the western Gulf of Mexico, just off the southeastern coast of Texas, a lot more moisture in the mid to upper levels, and that's associated with another front here, and that's actually going to track on by as we get into tomorrow. That could bring us a few showers around the area, and then things will clear out as we get into Wednesday and Thursday with dry air sinking in behind that front. Boy, it is cold up to the north for our friends up here. Talking about Minot, North Dakota, 10. That's our current temperature over there. 26 in Minneapolis, 29 in Chicago, 35 in Kansas City. So what does this mean? Along the Sun Coast, that's where you need to be. So we're loving it for us. But boy, they're dealing with a cold front up here in the northern plains, because this cold front also has a little bit moisture that it's working with. And when you have some moisture and cold air, well, we have snow coming down through western Michigan, Traverse City, all the way down towards Muskegon, and also in central Ohio around Columbus, received some sleet and some light snow coming down there. For us, though, other than a few sprinkles here or there, we're calling for mostly cloudy skies for the rest of the afternoon, and that will persist into this evening as well. Well, we still are in hurricane season. It actually wraps up on November 30th. That's the last day. And as you can see, the trend, well, the activity starts to lessen as we go through the month of November. And why? Because the waters are cooler, and also more of these cold fronts that come down from Canada are more potent. They have a lot of upper level wind shear to them, and any systems that try to develop will start to fall apart with those upper level winds. So pretty much I think we're going to be okay. The Atlantic, the Caribbean, the Gulf of Mexico are quiet right now as far as the tropics go. All right, boaters, watch out for some patchy red tide. We have northerly winds at 10 knots this afternoon. Sea is 1 to 2 feet with a light chop in the bays. Your highs of the day really topping out about what they are right now for our current temperature in the lower 80s. But mostly cloudy skies, some light sprinkles, and then we'll have a northwesterly wind this afternoon about 5 to 10. So breaking down the forecast for you, another day of clouds for tomorrow, maybe some shower activity, and then behind that front, dry air settles in. So Wednesday and Thursday for Turkey Day, we'll have lovely conditions, beautiful conditions. Mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies, upper 70s, and that's where we should be for this time of the year. But as we edge into the weekend, Friday night, another cold front comes our way. So Saturday, more clouds, widespread shower activity, even some thunderstorms, and then things start to wrap up by this coming Sunday, and we'll have mostly sunny skies for next Monday. Scott?
All right, Josh, thank you. And Health Smart, some promising news for young people with peanut allergies. Researchers expose people with peanut allergies to small doses of peanut powder over a period of months. More than 500 people, most of whom were kids aged 17 or younger, took part in the study. And in the end, 2/3 of the kids were able to eat the equivalent of 2 peanuts without any symptoms. The results prove the treatment can protect some children against accidental exposure to a very small amount of peanuts. The lead author of the research stresses this is not a cure, but it does seem to be a step in the right direction. If you're trying to keep the pounds off, a low-carb diet might be your best option. That's according to a new study on calories and the body's metabolism. Reed Binion has more on the research in today's Health Minute.
Trying to maintain your weight? It may not be how much you eat, but what you eat. The best way to keep the pounds off may be a low-carb diet, according to a study published in the journal BMJ. Researchers studied the weight of 164 overweight and obese people. Each participant had to lose 12% of their current weight. Then they were put on a high, medium, or low carbohydrate diet for 20 weeks. Researchers controlled their calorie intake so they maintained the same weight throughout the study. If a participant's weight fluctuated, their calorie intake was adjusted. The team found that not all calories are alike and that diet has a huge impact on your metabolism. Participants in the low-carb diet burned roughly 250 more calories a day than those on the high-carb diets, meaning they had to consume more calories to maintain their weight. The findings suggest restricting carbs may be a better strategy than cutting calories. But some experts aren't convinced, pointing out that unmeasured activities could explain the differences between participants. For today's Health Minute, I'm Reed Binion.
Well, time for lunch. Let's get over to the kitchen and say hello to Chef Pedro from Philippi Creek Oyster Bar in Sarasota. Pedro, great to see you back in the kitchen, and you have brought with you today a Thanksgiving feast.
Yeah, we're going to prepare a beautiful turkey Thanksgiving.
Awesome.
Experience true automotive luxury at Sunset Maserati, Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
Judy here, I think hospice was a tremendous source of support for her.
Absolutely. With Jennifer and Kimberly and Liza's constant contact with us, coming in, just knowing that there was someone with knowledge there to back us up, to answer our questions, it made a world of difference.
Get the best Black Friday deals right now during the Black Friday sales event at Sunset Dodge, Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Shop the area's largest selection of new Jeep Wranglers, or get the most awarded SUV of all time, a new Jeep Cherokee, for as little as $19,999. Find the path to your next great adventure in the all-new Jeep Renegade 4x4 for just $16,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge, Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat in Sarasota.
It's rainy season on the Suncoast. Storms can pop up at a moment's notice. Sometimes it's just rain. Sometimes it's much worse. When there's the potential for severe weather, you need to know fast. Trust ABC 7 First Alert Weather to get you the information you need right away. We focus on the storms that impact where you live, and we're committed to alerting you with important information as soon as we get it. When severe weather strikes, trust ABC 7 First Alert Weather. We're here for you. ABC 7 is the most watched, most trusted news source on the Suncoast, and we owe it all to you, our loyal viewers. Thank you for making us #1.
A 17-year-old German race car driver is recovering in the hospital after surviving a horrifying airborne crash. Sophia Flörsch undergoing a successful 7-hour surgery today for a spinal fracture after this crash in the Formula 3 Macau Grand Prix yesterday. Video shows Flörsch's car clipping another driver's car while hurling off the track. The car goes through a catch fence, hits a structure, and drops to the ground. Safety officials were immediately on the scene. Her car was estimated to be going to 170 miles an hour when the crash happened, possibly because of brake failure. Several track workers and photographers were also injured in that wreck. Now to another twist in an alleged GoFundMe scam. Last year, Kate McClure is accused of setting up a GoFundMe page with her then boyfriend to help homeless veteran John Bobbitt. A trio raised around $400,000. Bobbitt later came forward accusing the couple of stealing most of that money to go on vacations and buy luxury items. But now McClure claims she was the one who was duped. She says the men were the masterminds behind this scheme. McClure's attorney shared this audio with ABC News, purportedly of a conversation McClure had with her then boyfriend that he says she recorded after Bobbitt accused them of stealing the money.
You started the whole thing. You did everything. I had no part in any of this, and I'm the one taking the fall.
All three are charged with deception and conspiracy. They are due back in court in December. All right, let's head over to the kitchen. Josh is there with our friend Chef Pedro from Philippi Creek Oyster Bar. Josh?
All right, thanks so much. Well, thank you for joining us today. And boy, we have like a Thanksgiving feast on our table here. Just kind of give us a guide of what we're looking at here.
Well, the way you see it, that's what we're going to prepare at the Philippi Creek. You know, we got a traditional turkey, all the fixings, the stuffing, corn muffins, veal chops, stone crabs, king crab. I mean, we're going to have a lot of stuff to get fun with it. And
so bottom line, you have to come to Philippi Creek with an empty stomach.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. We waiting for you to come like that.
Exactly. Wow. So what are we doing today?
Today we're just going to prepare a turkey. We're going to teach you how to prepare the way we prepare the creek. So what we do is we have a brine with water, oregano, thyme, garlic, orange juice, submerge it in water with salt for 48 hours.
48 hours?
Yeah. But what you need to do is first you need to let it thaw out the turkey because you don't want to put it in the water when it's frozen.
Okay.
And then you just forget about the turkey for 2 days. And then what you do, you take it off, let it drain a little bit. So it needs to be dry like this.
Okay.
Okay. And then what we have here for our wrap, we're going to have a little bit olive oil, just a little bit, more oregano.
So olive
paprika,
oil, oregano, paprika.
Black pepper.
And that's black pepper.
Just a little bit salt because you already have salt in the, and then the sage.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Okay. And you mix that up.
You mix it up because what it does is going to give it a beautiful roasted color. Now with this turkey that we have here is a 5 to 6 pounds.
Okay.
And it takes about 2.5 hours to 3.5 hours at 325 or 280 degrees. Depends how you want it to keep it moist. And then what you do is you just start putting your...
So this is after you put it in the
yes.
oven? Okay.
And then you put it... Well, this is before you put it in the oven.
Before,
Yeah,
okay.
yes. Then you put all the beautiful rub in there.
Any technique you need to use with that?
Nah,
you
just need to have fun with it. You know, there's no technique when you cook Thanksgiving. You just gotta hurry up and eat fast.
There you go. Now you did put it in the inside, it looks like.
Yes, I put it inside too. Everywhere. You know, you make sure you get everywhere, every little part.
Okay.
And then what you do, you let it sit for another 30 minutes, so the wrap gets into the skin. And then you roast it, 325, you put them in the oven, you rack.
And how long does that stay for? You say about half hour?
About 3 hours.
Oh, 3 hours.
3 hours,
okay.
325. And then you just turn the oven off and you let it sit another 20 hours and then it gets really golden brown and beautiful.
And it holds in all the juices.
Oh, it holds all the juices and ready to eat like we have it over there. Look at that beautiful
And you also have this stuffing. You said you put sausage in the stuffing too,
Yeah,
huh?
we put sausage, we put onions, garlic, celery.
Wow.
We use challah bread. And then you can see we got sweet potato casserole, mashed potato, cranberry. We got all the fixings. We just waiting for you guys to come. Have some fun with us.
I took what do you call it? A class in college where I talked about Pavlov's dog, where they rang a bell where there's a salivation, I think, that takes place with a dog. But you just put this in front of me, and I'm salivating, looking at all this mashed potatoes, stuffing, turkey.
Absolutely. You know what? The Philippi Creek, we very passionate about the turkey, but I want people to know that we have like shrimps, oysters, king crab, stone crabs. We have the whole 9 yards to have a party with you guys.
You definitely have displayed that. You brought the whole, Scott said you brought the whole restaurant here. Well, if you like this recipe or you want others, go to our website at mysuncoast.com, click on the dining tab, and you'll find plenty of things to look at and check out. Stay with us, everyone. We'll be right back, but thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Appreciate that.
It's a brand given life by craftsmen with seductive Italian styling. The Alfa Romeo Giulia, Stelvio.
Get yours at Sunset Maserati, Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Ready to open up new opportunities as an electrician? Don't do it yourself. Team up with Mr. Sparky instead. We're locally owned and looking for people like you. We offer our electricians great perks that you just won't get going it alone. And whether you're an apprentice, a master electrician, or somewhere in between, we have a spot for you.
Best decision I ever made.
Apply online or call today.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
Chris Domine is a husband, father, an athlete, even an Ironman. But 10 years ago, Chris's kidneys were failing.
The doctor said if you don't do dialysis, if you don't get a kidney transplant, you are going to die.
Then Chris received a second chance, made possible by an organ donor.
Your well-being changes from loss of hope to better times ahead.
Imagine what you could make possible. Learn more and sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov.
We answered the call of duty and left our homes to serve in far-off lands. Now we answer another call, this time at home, in our own communities, to respond in times of chaos, to use our strength, our skills, and our experiences to bring hope amid devastation and destruction. Together, as a team of brothers and sisters, we're continuing our mission to make this country a little stronger and a little better each day. We are Team Rubicon.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC 7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blog, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining.
Coming up, President Trump confirms the U.S. has a secret audio recording of the torture and death of a Washington Post columnist. Plus, tensions rising at the Mexico border as thousands of Central American migrants hope for a brighter future in the U.S. Now we'll have details on how the community is remembering a Sarasota woman killed in a drag racing accident.
You're watching ABC 7 News at 12:30.
Welcome back. Our top story at 12:30. There are new developments in the murder of Washington Post writer Jamal Khashoggi. President Trump admitting the U.S. has a recording of the killing and gives a reason why he says he won't be listening to it. James Longman has a story from London.
New revelations this morning in the murder of Washington Post writer Jamal Khashoggi. President Trump confirming the U.S. has a secret audio recording of the journalist's final hours inside the Saudi consulate, but he refuses to listen to it.
We have the tape. I don't want to hear the tape. No reason for me to hear the tape.
Why don't you,
I've been
why don't you want to hear it, sir?
Because it's a suffering tape. It's a terrible tape. I've been fully briefed on it. There's no reason for me to hear it.
Intelligence sources tell the Washington Post that the CIA's final report will indicate that Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman ordered the assassination of Khashoggi, who's widely known as one of his most vocal critics. But President Trump dismissing those reports.
He told me that he had nothing to do with it.
A Colorado man is set to be sentenced today for killing his 2 daughters and pregnant wife. Chris Watts will be spared the death penalty but could spend the rest of his life in prison. He pleaded guilty this month to murdering his wife, 34-year-old Shannon Watts, and their daughters, 4-year-old Bella and 3-year-old Celeste. They went missing in mid-August. At first, Watts was pleading on television for the safe return of his family. Days later, authorities discovered the bodies of his wife and children. According to police, Watts then changed his story, admitting to the crime. Some breaking news now to report on the midterm election results. Democrat Nikki Fried says Republican Matt Caldwell has conceded in the race for Florida Commissioner of Agriculture. Machine and manual recounts have been completed in the race. According to the state's website, Fried scraped by with a 50.04% of the vote compared to Caldwell's 49.96%. In a tweet, Fried said her opponent could not have been more gracious in his concession call, and she congratulated him on a close race. The first wave of Central American migrants is on the U.S.-Mexico border in Tijuana. Thousands more are expected to follow. But President Trump vows to prevent them from crossing the border. The president making it clear he wants Congress to fund his long-promised border wall. He also took to Twitter to say, quote, illegal immigrants trying to come into the U.S. will be detained or turned away.
When you look at the caravans, when you look at the mess, when you look at the people coming in, this would be a very good time to do a shutdown. We have large numbers of people trying to get into our country. I must say the reason it's increased so much is because we're doing so well as opposed to the rest of the world.
Additional caravans are expected to leave their native countries in the coming weeks. The first batch of people filled out paperwork for asylum on Friday. The Trump administration asking for a stay in the case about adding a citizenship question to the 2020 U.S. Census. Defense lawyers asked if a judge can pause the case until the U.S. Supreme Court decides what evidence will be allowed in arguments. They want Commerce Secretary Wilbur Ross to be deposed on the matter, but last month the court temporarily blocked him from having to face a deposition. Critics say he should be asked about why the question was included, which some argue is to limit the representation of immigrants. People who live in Guatemala are being forced to leave their homes because of an erupting volcano. The country issuing an evacuation and its highest alert yesterday and into today because of volcanic activity around the Fuego volcano. This very active volcano is showing signs of erupting, which prompted authorities to issue that red alert. Guatemala's National Disaster Agency has been communicating with the public through social media. And here on the Suncoast, we're back kind of to what is normal for this time of year, right? Pretty close to it.
Very typical, yeah. Upper 70s, lower 80s, and just kind of mild and quiet weather.
It's nice.
And yeah, let's check it out right now. I mean, our current temperature is across the board. That's exactly where we should be. It's 81 in Sarasota, 79 in Bradenton, and 78 in Venice at this hour. A few peaks of sunshine, but all in all, we have mostly cloudy skies. These are mid to high level clouds. Nothing doing on our radar right now, but this afternoon, wouldn't be surprised if a few light sprinkles develop. But there's a more potent front, cold front that's to the west and northwest of the state of Florida. That's around southeast Texas. A little more rainfall with that. It is going to track our way, should arrive tomorrow. Won't have much moisture to work with. We could get a few light showers out of this tomorrow, but more clouds in the forecast for tomorrow, and then it does look like in the wake of that we'll have dry air settling in and a little more sunshine in the forecast. But looks like things will change for the upcoming weekend, and I'll break that down for you in a few minutes.
All right, Josh, thank you. Family and friends will pay their final respects tonight to a young Sarasota woman who died last week in a drag racing accident. 24-year-old Kat Muller was killed last Thursday night at Sebring International Raceway. Investigators say she was driving a jet-propelled dragster when she hit a timing device in the track, causing her to lose control. Sheriff's investigators believe debris from that device hit her in the helmet, causing her death. A funeral for Muller is scheduled to take place at the Epiphany Cathedral Church in downtown Venice at 6 o'clock tonight. And then a burial will take place tomorrow morning at 11 at Sarasota Memorial Park. Families are thanking a California bus driver for his bravery and creativity. His quick thinking helped students escape a deadly wildfire there. He literally took the clothes off his back to make respirators for the children. Paul Verkaman has the story.
We had a bus driver from heaven.
Yeah. Good to see you.
As the campfire raged, Kevin McKay, a few months into his job for the Paradise School District, braced for the bus drive of his life and the lives of 24 others.
Well, it was time to go.
Stranded children and 2 teachers jumped on.
There were 22 kids, and my first thought was just getting them on the bus and getting them out of there because the sky was really menacing.
It was so crazy, and there were like fires left and right. Everywhere you look, there was like smoke everywhere and people trying to get out, and it was like really hard.
Were you scared?
Very scared, but I tried to just like calm down because that would just make it worse for everybody else.
We started getting fire on both sides of the bus. Kids starting to get pretty antsy. At a couple points, I think that, we had some honest discussions about, is this the time to get out of the bus?
Smoke seeped into the bus. Children started inhaling and falling asleep.
I ran to the front of the bus and I said, Kevin, these kids are telling me they're tired right now. And Kevin, without even thinking about it, took his shirt off and tore it into little pieces. And Mary we just started tearing it up as quickly as we could to make filters for these kids to breathe.
They dipped the rags in water. The harrowing truck continued. McKay drove in the middle of the road to avoid burning trees and buildings. Coming down the hill, the sky becomes lighter, the tension eases. The adults intentionally make some light comments about having pancakes and a black bear surviving at the Black Bear Diner.
It was great. I mean, after all that tenseness, we really needed a joke to just loosen everything up.
Then, back between walls of fire.
When we turned the corner, there we were, back again. And it was awful. I just felt like this was never going to end.
Just being gridlock trapped in the road. There was nowhere for us to go. The traffic wasn't moving. And then our last stretch too, I think that was the moment I thought that we might not make it out.
Abby's home burned, so did Charlotte's and Kevin's. Mary still stands. Homes were lost, but in the end, everyone on the bus survived.
Safety is such an important part of a bus driver's role, and you know, I must have paid close attention.
A reference to the class he took on how to keep his precious passengers safe.
Paul Verkaman reporting from California. Still to come in your Suncoast News, which automaker is expected to reshape the electric and autonomous car industry?
According to a new survey by U.S. News & World Report, 3 of Alabama's top 4 hotels and resorts are part of the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail Resort Collection. The Grand Hotel Marriott Resort in Point Clear, the Battle House Renaissance Mobile Hotel and Spa, and the Renaissance Birmingham Ross Bridge Golf Resort and Spa. Hey, we didn't invent Southern hospitality, we just offer more of it. Visit rtjgolf.com/resorts to find out more.
It's year-end clearance time at every Gettle location. Over 3,000 new vehicles, over 1,000 used vehicles on clearance right now at Gettle.com. And Gettle Pre-Owned Certified Plus means buying with peace of mind. Get credit help, fast cash for your car, and year-end clearance prices right now at a Gettle dealership near you. Gettle's got it. At Gettle.com.
No need to wait. Get the best Black Friday deals right now during the Black Friday sales event at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Like KBB's 2017 Best Buy Award overall winner, the Chrysler Pacifica for just $22,999. Or save big and get the new Chrysler 300 Touring with an MSRP over $30,000 for just $21,999. That's a savings of over $8,000. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat in Sarasota today.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
Recovery from mental and substance use disorders is real.
You can recover.
It's possible. It happens every day.
Never give up on yourself.
Discover hope and help.
The world is a beautiful place again.
Join the Voices for Recovery. For confidential information for mental and substance use disorders, call 1-800-662-HELP.
Well, looking at Longboat Key in the distance, we have a very pleasant and mild day for this Monday afternoon. We have mostly cloudy skies, a few peaks of sunshine, but really it's a very nice and quiet day for us. Let's check out the radar right now, and nothing to show you here. We have quiet conditions up and down the Suncoast. It's possible a few light showers could develop later on today, but those will be isolated, very short-lived, and very light. Our current temperature, well, it's warm, above the average of 78. It's 81 degrees right now. Partly to mostly cloudy skies, humidity at 65%, and easterly wind at 6 miles per hour. Basically going to have a northeasterly, then becoming a northwesterly wind, fairly light as we go through the day and into this evening. So mostly cloudy today, and that lingers into tomorrow as well. And then we'll have a sunny Thanksgiving. What's going to happen tomorrow is a cold front's going to come by. It's not going to have a lot of moisture for it to work with, but still enough to maybe produce a few showers. Then by the time it gets out of here, as we get into Wednesday and Thursday, we'll have dry air settle in behind it, and that's what's going to give us the sunshine for Thanksgiving and even on Black Friday as well. But over the weekend, another system comes our way to bring us a little more widespread rain and maybe even some thunderstorms. So this is what we have. Mid to upper level moisture shows up in light blue on this water vapor imagery. And out to the west, we have a little bit more of the light blue color showing more mid to upper level moisture. This is the cold front that's going to charge on by as we go through tomorrow. That's going to bring us maybe a chance for some shower activity, but we'll still have cloud cover. And then by the time this thing gets out of here, as you can see on the back side of this cold front to the northwest of Dallas, well, there's a lack of clouds. That's that dry air, and that's going to settle in behind this next cold front coming our way for tomorrow. Where there's another cold front is up here in the northern plains, and it's working with some moisture. You have cold air. We're talking about temperatures in the 20s right now, and with a little bit of moisture, this cold front is producing some snow. Around western Michigan, was in northern Wisconsin earlier, and also there was some snow being reported in central Ohio today, snow and sleet. But for us, we're here in Florida, other than a few sprinkles here or there today, and temperatures in the upper 70s and low 80s. I think this is the place to be. Our futurecast shows the cloud cover coming in as we go through tomorrow with this next cold front coming on by. And like I said, there could be some shower activity as we go through tomorrow, but that will be very light and short-lived. Well, we're still in hurricane season. Officially wraps up on November 30th, and it's quiet here in the Atlantic Basin. And over here in the Caribbean and Gulf of Mexico, nothing to show you. So that's good news. The water has cooled down, and we have some upper level wind shear in place, so no activity is anticipated over the next week or so. As far as the boaters go, expect a northerly wind at 10 knots, seas 1 to 2 feet with a light chop in the bays. Temperature at the beach today will be 79 degrees. Well, your high today is basically our current temperature of right now in the low 80s and upper 70s. But we're going to have dry conditions come our way by mid to latter part of this short work week and holiday weekend. But then by Saturday, that's when that next cold front comes our way to bring us showers and possibly some thunderstorms. Back to you, Scott.
All right, Josh, thank you. In consumer news, Volkswagen is making a $50 billion bet on electric cars. The company says that's what it plans to spend over the next 5 years in what it calls an electric offensive. Under the plan, Volkswagen will have 50 all-electric models by the year 2025. The company plans to roll out the first ones by 2020. With Thanksgiving now just 3 days away, the holiday travel crush is set to be the busiest in more than a dozen years. AAA predicting around 54 million Americans will travel 50 miles or more away from home this Thanksgiving. That's a nearly 5% jump from last year and the highest number since 2005. A teenager in dire need of a heart transplant is relying on a new form of technology to stay alive. Destiny Quinn shows us how it works.
I was 19, I'm too young for this, and I wasn't ready to die.
Shadarius Johnson was like most 19-year-olds.
I was playing basketball.
Or so he thought.
And I was dribbling, and I was trying to tell the coach to call timeout. And then when he called timeout, the next thing I know, I was in the hospital.
He had what you would call a sudden death episode. So he basically was playing basketball and had a heart rhythm problem that basically died on the basketball court, but luckily people were there to resuscitate him.
A near-death experience at 19 was only the beginning of Shadarius's medical problems.
They told me I had congestive heart failure.
Hoping to save his life, doctors installed a pacemaker.
From 2013 to 2015, the pacemaker was shocking me. Everything he told me not to do, not go play basketball, not to get overheat, not to be overwhelmed.
But the pacemaker was not the answer.
My kidney failed. I think it was my kidney, my liver, and my heart. It just happened out the blue.
Doctors said he needed ECMO, or extracorporeal membrane oxygenation, basically life support. But time ran out. Dr. John Ransom, surgical director at the Baptist Health Heart Failure and Transplant Institute, had to act fast.
Then our only other option without a donor heart for transplant was going to a total artificial heart.
Dr. Ransom was no stranger to implanting mechanical support devices. The team at Baptist Health has installed hundreds of these HeartMates, which is a type of LVAD. This was Dr. Ransom's first installation of a total artificial heart.
If Doc messed up, I can die.
And it was the first and only one in the state of Arkansas.
And Dr. Ransom, he was ready. He was ready to go. And I told Doc, I said, Doc, just put me to sleep, do what you gotta do, and wake me up.
On April 18th of 2017, a groundbreaking surgery began. After 2 days of surgery, Shadarius received a battery-operated device containing the same components as a real human heart.
I'm alive. I cried because I'm alive. I don't know how long I was asleep. I don't know how long it took him to do the surgery.
The challenge now was for Shadarius to recover.
I started doing therapy. Now this was the hardest part because now you gotta learn to walk again. You gotta learn everything over how to make up a bed, how to get out of a bed.
Shadarius is now completely reliant on the Syncardia Total Artificial Heart.
If this device stops, he has no blood flow. Without this, a matter of seconds, he wouldn't be alive. There's alarms and ways that can diagnose if something's going wrong with the power source, and then he gives him an alert to do something.
And while the device is keeping Shadarius alive, for now, he still needs a heart transplant.
The Lord gonna bless me one day, and when that day comes, the Lord knows I will be on that highway going to Little Rock.
Wow, Destiny Quinn reporting there. Still to come in your Suncoast News, we'll have more on the final farewell for comic book writer Stan Lee.
Happy Honda Days are here, and you're gonna like the holiday clearance savings. Save on the Accord, on sale for just $249 a month. That's the North American car of the year for less than the competition. Our most impressive Honda ever, on clearance for only $249 a month, loaded with more options, including a turbocharged engine and Honda Sensing. Do not miss these Honda clearance savings this week at your local Honda dealer.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call, and you cannot be turned down for any reason. Even if you have health problems or are living on a fixed income, Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance policies could work for you, with prices starting at less than 32 cents a day. That's as low as $9.40 a month. TruStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
My mom didn't have life insurance and the cost all fell on me. And that's expensive. We're still paying for that.
Yeah, we're still paying for that.
Call 1-800-218-4991 now. In one phone call, you can help prepare your family with protection amounts up to $25,000. There are no medical tests or health questions. And remember, you cannot be turned down for any reason. In fact, TruStage policies are already protecting over 18 million Americans. And rates are designed to be affordable, starting at less than 32 cents a day. That's as low as $9.40 a month. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease.
When I leave, everything will be taken care of for them.
Call 1-800-218-4991 now for a free, no-obligation quote. TruStage offers plans to fit your budget with prices starting at less than 32 cents a day. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage. Call 1-800-218-4991 now.
Hey there, I'm P. Allen Smith. Join me Saturdays and Sundays on ABC7.
In entertainment news, a public tribute to Stan Lee is in the works. The late Marvel Comics visionaries company, POW Entertainment, says Lee did not want a big public funeral, so he was laid to rest in a private ceremony. But the company is, quote, putting together a tribute befitting the greatest creator of our time and the father of modern pulp culture. Lee died a week ago today at the age of 95. Former New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg has donated a record $1.8 billion to Johns Hopkins University. The university called it the largest contribution to any school in U.S. history. The gift will fund financial aid for qualified low and middle income students. It also replaces loans with grants that won't have to be repaid. Actor and humanitarian Gary Sinise is going to Disney World, and he's breeding more than 1,700 children of fallen military heroes. His foundation's annual Snowball Express is a therapeutic retreat that also includes a concert by Sinise's Lieutenant Dan Band. The trip also provides extra support for children and creates a community. The Snowball Express will arrive in Orlando on December 8th. The rock band U2 has been around for 40 years now, and 2018 is turning out to be one of its best ever. Polestar reports U2's Experience and Innocence tour is expected to be one of the highest grossing tours of 2018. The band traveling throughout North America and Europe for 6 months. The tour wrapped up last week in Berlin with an estimated $126 million in revenue and more than 927,000 tickets sold. I hear they're pretty good in concert.
I've never seen them, that's what I've heard.
Yeah. Thanks so much for joining us. Have a great day. We'll see you again at 4 o'clock.